Hi, let's talk about systems, couplings, and feedback loops. Each system is made up of interrelated parts or components. For example, let's consider the cardiovascular system. What are some of its components? Tick, 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 tick. I know it's not a biology class, but let's give this a try anyway. Hopefully, the heart comes to mind. It's the pump that keeps the thing going. Oh, and what about the pipes? Arteries and veins? In other words, blood vessels. And there's blood cells too. How about another example? A pond ecosystem. There's got to be plants, rushes, water lilies, etc. How about water skippers and other insects? Don't forget frogs and fish and other critters. Different components can be linked or coupled. Changes in one can produce changes in the other. When increasing one increases the other, it's called a positive coupling. Let's use a relationship system example. Two possible components could be mean words and hurt feelings. I know this is kind of a silly example, but go with me on this. If mean words increase, what happens to hurt feelings? Well, sadly, they probably increase too. And if mean words decrease, hurt feelings are probably going to decrease. The diagram shows a positive coupling. More mean words, more hurt feelings, less mean words, less hurt feelings. Now, switch the two components. If hurt feelings increase, what usually happens to mean words? They probably increase as well. And if hurt feelings decrease, hopefully mean words decrease. That seems to suggest a positive coupling in the other direction. Let's combine the two. More mean words, more hurt feelings. Uh-oh, more hurt feelings, more mean words. This is going to grow and grow and grow. This kind of loop destabilizes a system. The relationship might not survive. Remember carbon fertilization? More carbon dioxide in the atmosphere can speed up the rate of photosynthesis in plants. There's our double arrow up. More CO2, faster photosynthesis. Less CO2, slower photosynthesis. Here's a diagram representing this positive coupling. Now switch the components. When plants photosynthesize, they take CO2 out of the atmosphere. If photosynthesis increases, CO2 decreases. If photosynthesis decreases, well, the plant is still breathing out, still dying and rotting and all that. CO2 increases. This is a negative feedback. Putting them together, we create a negative feedback loop. Okay, increase the rate of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere decreases. Now, the rate of photosynthesis decreases too. The change to the system, the perturbation, is canceled out. There's no growing and growing here. This kind of loop stabilizes the system. Okay, consider you and an electric blanket as a system. You can adjust the temperature of the blanket. Your goal is to be comfortable. When you turn the blanket up, you get warmer, and when you turn it down, you cool off. What type of coupling is this? Hopefully, you're saying positive. Switch the components. You're too hot. Turn the blanket down. You're too cold. Turn it up. This is a negative coupling. Now put these together. What kind of loop do we have? Let's step through and see. You're cold. You turn the blanket up. You warm up. You aren't cold anymore. Problem solved. In his autobiography, Jimmy Carter wrote about electric blankets. He and Rosalind each had a blanket controller. Unfortunately, each had the other's controller. And just so you know, I voted for him twice. Here's the systems diagram. Is it a stable or unstable loop? Let's step through and find out. Jimmy's too warm. So he turns down his wife's electric blanket. Rosalind gets cold. So she turns up her husband's blanket. Uh-oh, he gets warmer still. Jimmy gets hotter and hotter. Rosalind gets colder and colder. Clearly, this is an unstable feedback loop. President Carter described the situation. During each of the increasingly cold winter nights, we argued about the temperature of our electric blanket. Whenever I said it was too warm, Rosalind said it was too cold, and vice versa. One morning, I returned from an overnight trip to New York, and she met me at the front door with a warm hug and a smile. "I think our marriage is saved," she said. "I just discovered that our dual blanket controls have been on the wrong sides of the bed."